For decades, Doris Day was the personification of the American dream. Known as Hollywood's happiest face, she captivated the world with her radiant smile, angelic voice, and an aura of effortless perfection. Fans believed she lived a life as sunny as her films. But behind the bright lights and the girl next door persona lay a reality of violence, financial betrayal, and a heartbreaking family rift. Now, at 41, Doris Day's grandson, Ryan Melcher, is speaking out about the secret barriers that kept him from his grandmother for nearly 2 decades. In this video, we go behind the closed doors of the legendary star's life to reveal how she survived tragedy only to end her days in a self-imposed, and some say forced, seclusion. Welcome to Prestige Buzz. If you want to dive deeper into the untold stories of Hollywood's greatest icons, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification so you never miss an update. Doris Day was born Doris Marianne Kappelhoff in 1922. Her life was marked by struggle from the start. Growing up in a working-class family in Cincinnati, she witnessed her parents' divorce during an era when such a thing was a social taboo. Doris originally dreamed of being a dancer. At age 12, she even won a contest by holding a handstand for 3 hours. However, at 14, tragedy struck. A train hit the car she was riding in, crushing her legs so severely that doctors feared she would never walk again. Confined to a bed for a year, Doris found a new escape: the radio. She began singing along to Ella Fitzgerald, discovering a voice that could carry her through the physical agony. By 15, she was performing in small clubs. It was bandleader Barney Rapp who suggested she change her name to Doris Day, a name that would soon become synonymous with global stardom. Doris's big break came with Les Brown's band in 1940, though she almost missed her audition due to a paralyzing panic attack. Les Brown steadied her, and when she sang Embraceable You, she was hired on the spot. Even as her career skyrocketed, personal tragedy followed her. On the very night she learned her brother Paul had been killed in a car accident, Doris forced herself to perform. This show must go on mentality became her armor. In 1945, her recording of Sentimental Journey became the anthem for soldiers returning from World War II, making her a superstar. She eventually conquered Hollywood, moving from musicals like Romance on the High Seas to dramatic triumphs like Love Me or Leave Me, and iconic romantic comedies like Pillow Talk with Rock Hudson. But while the world saw a queen of the box office, Doris was fighting a secret war at home. The most shocking contrast to Doris Day's sunny image was her private life. At 17, she married musician Al Jordan. The marriage was a nightmare. Jordan was physically abusive, and his violence intensified when Doris became pregnant. He reportedly demanded she have an illegal abortion and, when she refused, beat her so severely she nearly miscarried. In a terrifying incident, he once drove her to a secluded spot with a gun, intending to kill her, the baby, and himself. Doris survived only by using her voice to talk him down. Her second marriage to George Weidler lasted only 8 months. He admitted he couldn't handle being Mr. Doris Day. Her third marriage, to Martin Melcher in 1951, seemed to offer the stability she craved. However, Melcher's betrayal was of a different kind. When Martin Melcher died suddenly in 1968, Doris's world collapsed. She discovered that Melcher and his business partner, Jerome Rosenthal, had squandered her entire fortune, roughly $150 million in today's value, on reckless investments. She was left deeply in debt and discovered that, without her consent, Melcher had signed her up for a television series, The Doris Day Show. Broken and financially trapped, she was forced to perform while grieving, just to pay off the debts her husband had incurred. This betrayal permanently soured her view of the industry and eventually led to her retreat to Carmel, California. Doris's deepest bond was with her son, Terry Melcher. When Terry died of melanoma in 2004, the family structure shattered. This is where the story of her grandson, Ryan Melcher, takes a heartbreaking turn. Just one day after Doris passed away in 2019 at the age of 97, Ryan revealed a painful truth on Facebook: he had been estranged from his grandmother for 14 years. Even worse, he learned of her death through social media. Ryan claimed that after his father Terry died, Doris invited him to dinner to reconnect. However, he alleged that Doris's business manager, Bob Bashara, intercepted the meeting. According to Ryan, Bashara met him at the Cypress Inn and told him he wouldn't be allowed to see Doris, citing family tensions from his parents' divorce years earlier. Ryan felt that a wall had been built around the aging star, making it impossible to reach her through the security gates and management. However, the story has another layer. Doris's publicist, Charlie Cullen Walters, disputed Ryan's claims. Walters alleged that the family had reached out to Ryan multiple times, including an invitation to Doris's 90th birthday party, and that Ryan never responded. He also noted that Ryan's own business website at the time discouraged contact regarding his famous grandmother. Whether it was a case of management overstepping or a deep-seated mutual misunderstanding, the result was the same. Doris Day spent her final years in a secluded 11-acre ranch, surrounded by her beloved animals, but separated from her only grandson. Despite the pain of her personal life, Doris Day's final act was one of immense kindness. She dedicated herself to the Doris Day Animal Foundation, launching World Spay Day and saving millions of animals from suffering. She found a peace with animals that she often struggled to find with people. Doris Day's life was a masterclass in resilience. She survived a crippling accident, domestic violence, the death of her child, and the loss of her fortune, yet she never lost the sentimental journey that led her to help others. The secret she kept wasn't just about the abuse or the money, it was the profound loneliness that can exist even for the most loved woman in the world. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the life of Doris Day. Her story reminds us that we never truly know what someone is going through behind their public mask. What do you think about Ryan Melcher's claims? Do you think the Hollywood system isolated Doris, or was her seclusion her own choice? Let us know in the comments below.